Was choosing Kamala a bitter pill for the chief of thoracic surgery, Dr. Jill? It's funny because she's not. True. It's so funny. True, the VP pick with the annoying laugh was not the choice of Biden's better half. And so she questioned the choice of Veep for the prez who's half asleep. According to an upcoming book, my favorite kind, from two New York Times reporters who together do the job of one, First Lady Jill Biden was against her husband choosing Kamala Harris as his running mate after she attacked him during the primary debate. Of course, this would have been a great story to break in 2020 instead of sitting on it for 2 years. But hey, then you wouldn't be able to sell this book. Allegedly, in one conversation after learning Kamala was the lead candidate, Jill said, quote, "There are millions of people in the United States." That's true. So far, so good. Why do we have to choose the one who attacked Joe? Well, does she have a point? Let's look back.
It was hurtful to hear you talk about the reputations of two United States senators who built their reputations and career on the segregation of race in this country. You also worked with them to oppose busing. And, you know, there was a little girl in California who was part of the second class to integrate her public schools. And she was bused to school every day. And that little girl was me.
You know, I can see Jill's point. She didn't keep him locked in a basement to face that kind of abuse. So do Kamala and Jill get along now? Well, here's tape of their last get-together. Wow. They really don't like each other. But does it matter? Not really, because anything Joe Biden does is out of his hands. Those in control believe Kamala still gave Joe the best chance to win and that picking her would show the country he could be a forgiving and unifying leader. And it's not like he remembers the debate. But Jill versus Kamala, that must be awkward for Joe, since he thinks both of them are the president. Why not ask him?
Hey, yeah, look. Come on, man. So the ladies don't get along, but, you know, I got to stick with my wife. She's a doctor. Did you ever hear that? You know, apple a day keeps the doctor away? Not her. But you know, tell you the truth, you know, vice president, first lady, I mix them up. Not the people. I know that my wife, she's, you know, the blonde. But the job, let's face it. I mean, neither one of them does anything. I know, I had one of the jobs myself, I think. And Kamala, she's harmless, except for that laugh. Oh, man. Every time she laughs, I want to smash my head on the Resolute desk.
Vivek, are you surprised at how poorly Kamala has performed as a VP?
I'm not surprised because I expected it. Yeah. And she has delivered on that expectation.
Yeah.
You know, the thing about her in that debate performance is she tried to pose to the American people on national television as some victim, as a woman of color or whatever. This is a kid of two tenured professors who, by the way, has an older sister that went to Stanford Law School. Ultimately, Kamala Harris could not, unsurprisingly, not step into her bigger sister's shoes. Ended up taking a very different path in what got her ahead in the world. But it's the fakery of it. Now, I will actually say, you know what? Say what you will about Joe Biden. About Jill Biden. If she had the good sense to tell Joe not to take Kamala, she did earn that doctor. I'm going to call her Dr. Jill Biden
right
now that I know that she actually had that good sense. But Kamala Harris, that was about my expectation. She's delivered about as poorly as we could have expected. And you know what? Joe shouldn't have gone with her, but he's saddled with her now. You live with the choices you make.
Yeah, you know, Kat, why didn't he listen to his spouse? Because the fact is, she was right. This could have said, I mean, and now she must be saying, "I told you so" every night, but he doesn't know what she's talking about.
Yeah.
I told you so, and he goes, "I know," but he doesn't know.
Yeah, I guess he just, he probably wasn't allowed to listen to her.
Yeah, that's true, too.
I don't know. I guess he had some concerns about her. Jill had some concerns about her, but none of the concerns were what they should have actually been worried about, which is that she's just not good at doing stuff.
Yeah.
Or at saying stuff. So she doesn't really seem to care either. She wants all of this, power and respect without any responsibility. She just goes places and laughs at inappropriate moments. That's the only time you ever see her.
Yes. I find that very entertaining, Tyrus. Once again, we were listening to her. What did you say?
She needed bongos.
She needs bongos.
Yeah, every time.
Yeah.
You lost me again. I was like, oh, man, where's the bongos?
Yes.
But it's Monday. Gene got a haircut, so,
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's can't only do one thing in the day.
Yeah.
Oh, got to run my Monday errand.
Yep.
I'm a producer, but busy with my hair.
Speaking of Aaron, this is what happens when you box yourself into a racist box. Mm-hmm. He had two choices. There was Stacey Abrams and her, and she was more experienced because they said they were going to pick a woman of color to be VP.
That's right.
Instead of saying we're going to pick the best choice. Even though both candidates, although great in their own ways, one was unsuccessful in a political bid, and the other one, competing against him in the campaign, showed that she was unelectable.
Yeah.
So both showed that they were not good choices to be VPs based off performance. But performance, it doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. And the only one who was, and his wife, who knows him better than anyone else, knows his failing memory and issues, of course it was upset with somebody like that was going to take advantage of him, be rude to him, and not participate, which is what she's doing. I think she's capable of doing things if she so chooses to, but she's more interested in watching the house burn down than to actually help the Biden, because then she's waiting for him to get moved out so she gets moved in. But this is what happens when you pick off this instead of picking with this.
There you go, Buck.
I think that you could explain this administration using classic 80s cinema.
I would love that.
So, for example, Joe Biden, Weekend at Bernie's, perhaps even Weekend at Bernie's too. He just has to be there. He just has to be present. No one really expects him to do anything or be very good at anything. The whole idea was, you know who he is and he's there. Major League, I think arguably the best sports movie of all time. Charlie Sheen and Wesley Snipes, among their finest work. They pick the absolute...
Happy Gilmore's the best sports movie.
Yeah, I can't believe you'd let that
I'm not going to hate on it. Happy Gilmore's like a top 5, but I think Major League's a better movie. Yeah. Nonetheless, it's a very good movie.
Well, then why haven't I seen it?
All right, good.
You were saying, Buck.
So in Major League, the whole premise is that they're trying to pick the absolute worst team possible so they can relocate from Cleveland to Miami, right? The team owner.
Right.
It's as though they were running a competition to pick the actual worst vice president they could when it comes to likability, poll numbers, competency. Remember when she was the border czar?
Yes.
They just made that fade because her idea of being the border czar was literally lying to the face of Lester Holt, saying, we've been to the border. And he's like, lady, look, I'm going to help you out a lot, but I can't help you out that much. You have not been to the border. So I think that she's like the Major League of vice presidential candidate or vice presidents, if that makes any sense, which it kind of does.
You know what? You know who's the real winner here is. Does anybody here know the name of Kamala's spouse? Or could you even pick him out of a lineup?
Is it Doug?
Yes!
That's good.
How did you know the name Doug?
I have no idea.
Did it just pop into your... I think his name is Doug.
I think it is.
He's such a Doug. Isn't he a Doug?
What's his term?
Only the first guy would be named Doug.
First gentleman?
Assuming he's a gentleman. I mean, what if he's a ruffian?
Do you think they do couples things together?
I hope his name really is Doug.
No, it is Doug. Do you think they do couple stuff together?
Probably not.
Pictionary? No. Two different age groups.
Pictionary?
I don't know.
Pictionary, you got to have 4 people, Greg.
Yeah, you don't just sit home Pictionary with one other person.
On the same
No, I meant the 4.
What do you mean 4 of them?
I meant 4 of them. I meant the 2 couples.
Oh, the president? No,
Yes, yeah.
not even a little bit.
I don't
They don't
believe
even
so.
cross in the hallway. They take turns in the communal kitchen at the White House.
All right, up next, will Disney pull up stakes because there are no more tax breaks?